Hey everybody, this is Jose Blasco here. We are about to start in just a few seconds. It would be good if you could just type a quick yes, a quick hello on the comments box. That would be the indication for me to know that you hear my voice, apart from you see my screen. So that way, that would be the moment when we start the session. Okay, guys? So please, quick hello on the comments box, and we get started. Wonderful, guys. Okay, so time to get started. So let's begin. Today is April 5, 2019. My name is Jose Blasco. Today we are getting together for a pretty special session because today is not a trading day. Today is not a training day either, if you wish. Today we are discovering a little bit of new technology. Okay, and this actually means many things. And it'll be my pleasure to introduce you to a new app and look at certain functionality that we believe could make a massive difference in certain situations. Okay, and anyway, so very, very excited to spend, let's call it 1 hour together. Normally 1 hour should do. I'll be happy to spend more time if you guys have extra questions to go over anything you guys need. So when we conclude the session, everybody got everything answered, okay? But anyway, before we start, as always, we have a disclaimer. So I will do that and then we'll start, okay? So disclaimer, the following videos, clips, and demonstrations are for educational and instructional purposes only. Traddictiv provides these videos purely for the purpose of demonstrating a method of using the product. Users understand that all the content used in the video is purely for demonstration purposes only and is not a guide and does not provide any indication or prediction of actual results. As a user, you understand and agree that hypothetical results obtained through the demonstration do not indicate in any way the results you may receive when using our products. Good. So, agenda for today, guys. Let's take a look at what we're going to discuss today. So that way we are organized, and that way you also know when it comes to asking questions, you know exactly the sections that we're going to discuss and go over, so you know where to plug your questions, where it makes the most sense. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is what is AutoUFOs. And I am 100% aware that some of you with us today already know what is AutoUFOs, but just so we all speak the same language, I'll have a very, very brief description of what is AutoUFOs. So later, when we look at the new app and we look at certain functionality, everything will make 100% sense. Second, we're gonna look at what's new with the new app. Okay, so why do we have a new app? What is the new app going to provide? And most importantly, how can that help you? Okay, because in the end, we are traders, okay, and in the end, it's all about performance, keeping ourselves safe, building consistency, and even beyond all of that, you know, some of you with us today are also in the process, not only in the process of trading, but also in the process of learning how to trade. So also we'll talk about functionalities that may spice up and accelerate, in my mind, incredibly, the process of learning and building a methodology and confidence to execute properly, okay? So we're gonna talk about that. How to subscribe, the app obviously has an activation process, so we'll talk about how that works. Then we'll look at how to insert the AutoUFO, the new app on your charts, okay? We'll talk about calibrating, but for the ones of you that are familiar with AutoUFOs, you know what we mean by calibrating. But in this case, we're gonna have a little tweak when it comes to calibrating, where we'll do it via something called market replay, which, as you will see, will have a very, very important impact on, as I said, on your trading, okay? Then we'll have a little summary of the benefits using AutoUFOs. Then we have a lucky draw today, isn't it? Today we'll have a little fun towards the end of the session doing a lucky draw because 5 of you will gain access to the app for free during 3 months. That was notified via an email that we sent, okay? And if you happen to be here and you didn't see that email, well, lucky you, because you can still participate of the lucky draw, okay? So we'll have a little fun at the end of the session. Normally, when we do trading sessions, it's always, everything is very, very serious. So let's have a little fun at the end, okay? By the way, in order to do the lucky draw, I'm going to give you specific instructions in just a second on how to do that, so you are prepared, okay? And then finally, we'll have questions and answers, okay? So we'll be able to go over whatever questions that came up out of this presentation. We'll be able to clarify all of this, okay? So that's the plan. That's basically the plan. And talking about the lucky draw, just to be organized, so here's what we will need from you for later. we will need you to type on the comment box your name so we can add you manually to the lucky draw. But some of you are with us today because you have been invited by someone else. Okay, one of your traders' friend told you, hey, you should take a look at the presentation today, and therefore you are joining us today because you have been invited by someone. Well, if that's the case, you would want to, next to your name, add the plus sign and then also type the name of the person who invited you, because if you remember, the person who invited you gets double the chances of winning this lucky draw if they have invited you, right? So the idea would be if you came here on your own, then you just type your name. Example, John Smith. If you have been invited, let's say you are John Smith and you have been invited by Cynthia Lewis, then you would type John Smith plus Cynthia Lewis, okay? And you would type this on the comments box, and then while we are conducting the session, my team will be taking care of that, and at the end of the session, we'll do the lucky draw. Okay, guys? Just to be organized, okay? So hopefully this makes sense, and we try to keep it simple because obviously we want to have fun at the end, but at the same time, the important content to cover is coming now, and I would need your focus. So very, very quickly, whenever you can, type your name and the person who has invited you. Good. So now, so what is AutoUFOs? Okay, well, if you look at our website, there is on the front page of our website, there is an explanation of the concept. So what I would like to do is to rephrase very quickly the concept behind AutoUFOs, then look at how it looks like. Okay, some of you have already seen the app running and working, but not everybody. So we'll look at the look, and then we'll have like a summary definition to explain what is AutoUFOs, and then we'll be able to move on into the app itself. Okay, so let me zoom in here. So what is AutoUFOs? Okay, well, there are many theories that try to explain why markets move either up or down. Okay, again, I'm just reading from the front page of our website. An undeniable fact is that behind the scenes, there is an underlying force made of buy or sell orders, which pushes prices either up or down when those orders get executed. The reason why the orders are there in the first place could be really diverse. Maybe news, geopolitical events, company earnings, you name it. Okay, intelligence, artificial intelligence, algos, trading robots, you name it. But the very existence of those orders is responsible for price to move. In other words, no orders, no movement. Or if you have orders but they never got filled, no movement either, right? So we need those orders, and we need them to get filled. So a market will not move at all without those orders. So therefore, the process by which buy or sell orders change from being unfilled to being filled is responsible for those price movements. And what our app does, okay, basically is to find those unfilled orders. Okay, that's why the app is known as AutoUFOs, where UFOs in this case represents unfilled orders. Okay, it's an acronym for unfilled orders. It's it's quite nice as well, because when you look at the look and feel of the app on a chart, you have those little flying saucers, okay, which reminds us as well of UFOs, okay, and basically those little flying saucers within what we call the UFO bands. Those flying saucers really represent where the greatest concentration of unfilled order is in that particular area on the chart. That's what this is. Okay, so we call them UFOs. It's a cute name and it's short to say, so very convenient. Okay, so summary as a definition: AutoUFOs is an app designed to enhance the trading performance by adding more precision when planning entries and exits. Why? Because you don't buy when you think you should buy or sell when you think you should sell. You buy at the same price at which you got buy unfilled orders, or you sell at the same price at which you got sell unfilled orders. So basically you are buying right before the market is about to move, or selling right before the market is about to move down. Okay, so that's why we talk about adding precision. Now, we also do it in a way where we eliminate any sort of subjectivity, and on top of that, we end up spending less time looking for trade ideas and the execution because we use the computers. It's like you learn math, you know everything about math, but you use a calculator instead of doing math manually. What's the beauty? Well, you save time, but not only you save time, you save mistakes. right? And it's all about the objectivity, the consistency, the mechanical approach on how to execute. That's what makes us very, very consistent traders. The more subjectivity we add in the process, the less consistent we will be. It's just common sense. So AutoUFO assists traders to trade mechanically with more confidence and less emotions, which improves consistency. And here we are talking about a key concept again, which is the confidence. And here, I remember many years ago, I heard a quote that really hit me when I was learning how to trade myself, where the quote said that experience tells you what to do, while confidence allows you to do it. Okay, that was the quote. And the problem is that for both, which is experience and confidence, for you to develop experience or confidence or both, you need to practice. And the problem is that without the confidence, probably you don't practice. And therefore, it's kind of like this situation where you get stuck and you stay stuck forever. And so the idea is to have a tool that helps you develop a certain level of confidence, at least so you start practicing. So now you start building experience. And now the additional confidence you build, it's actually out of professional experience. Okay. And by the way, emotions is another concept here in this paragraph, which is key. We all know as professional traders that managing emotions is key, but again, it's very difficult to manage the emotions if you're not confident. Very difficult. Let's say you don't have a good skill when it comes to driving. It's very difficult for you to be confident as a driver if you know you are not a good driver, right? So, or if you don't know if you are a good driver yet because you have been driving only for a week, right? So, building confidence not only improves the results, but also helps you to manage emotions more easily, because since you are confident because you know what you know, and you know what you know, so then it's easier to accept a profit when the profit comes, or accept a loss when the loss comes, and therefore there is less emotions hitting your thinking process when planning a new trade. Okay, so again, I'm not saying anything too magic or too new, but the reality is that many traders fail at trading because they don't have those components under control. They lack time. So today I didn't trade because I didn't have time, because life got in the way, because I got 3 kids at home, or because when they planned the trade, they had to do it in a rush because they have no time, or every day they had a different impression on how to trade because yesterday they got stopped out shorting. So today they don't feel like shorting because yesterday they had a bad experience. And all those things happen. And again, it has a lot to do with having that skill, that confidence, etc. So the idea of using technology is to take care of all of this with a tool, which again, is not like it's going to be magic, because in the end, we are still going to be using the tool ourselves, and we are human people, right? So we still need to master ourselves and put, some discipline into the process. But at the same time, the tool is going to alleviate many, many, many aspects. Okay, so basically, long story short, that is AutoUFOs. And many of you knew this, okay? So I tried to keep it short because obviously I could be much more detailed, but hopefully that was good enough for the traders with us today that never seen AutoUFOs before to at least get an initial feel, because later when I go over certain applications, you will get a much better understanding as well, okay? So what's new with the new app? Okay, well, this is when today really becomes very special, because up to this point, it was kind of all new. So the first thing about the new app is that it's not linked to any broker. That's the first thing. And like everything in life, of course, everything got pros and cons. Okay, so for example, if you were to use the app that we have with TradeStation, well, now you have the app running with a fantastic broker. And it's great. But what happens? As I said, everything got pros and cons. For example, Canada, I'm just picking an example as a country outside of the US in this case, because TradeStation is a US broker. Well, Canada is a country where TradeStation does not accept customers from Canada. So let's say you are a trader from Canada and you want to trade the US markets, but you cannot use TradeStations, right? Or let's say you just want to do some planning on the go, for example, to do trade management, and you spend most of your day in an office and you cannot run TradeStation in the office because the IT department in the office where you work don't allow you to install certain software in your working desktop. So, the idea is to have an app disconnected, independent of brokers, so that way you can use it with all brokers because it's not connected to brokers. Is that making sense? Also, the app, we wanted to have the app to have access to global market data. Why? Because Many of our traders, many of our app users are located in diverse places in the world. Obviously, US is the biggest market in the world, and I'm pretty sure, just out of probabilities, if you wish, that many of you with us today are either residing in the US or trading the US markets, even if you live, let's say, in Hong Kong. But what if you live in Hong Kong? What if, for example, in my case, my origin is Spanish? Okay, what if you want to have some positions in Spanish stocks, for example? Or what if you want to be exposed to cryptocurrencies, which is obviously an asset that is lacking regulation at the moment, but it's likely going to become something very relevant? Well, again, certain brokers may give you access to charting certain markets, but not all. So what we wanted to do is to have a global tool that gives you access to chart everything. Okay, starting from the cryptocurrencies to the currencies themselves like Forex, to the futures markets and the commodities and the bonds and the markets in the US and the markets in Brazil and the markets in Hong Kong and Canada and you name it. Okay, that was the idea. So global markets, okay? And also we wanted the app to work on desktops, but also laptops, okay? Which this would be the case of most trading platforms. But we also wanted it to work on tablets and mobile because even though we've seen that in most cases traders normally they like to sit in front of a computer to plan their trades. Okay, that's quite normal. The fact is that sometimes you cannot. I just gave you an example earlier, like for, let's say, some of you work in an office during daytime. Or what if you are on the go and really you want to look at the markets not in order to plan a trade, but just to manage a position, to manage a portfolio. So being able to have technology on the go, again, it's something that I don't think I need to extend much more my explanation here, because we are talking about 2019. Everything is mobile. So being limited to a desktop or a laptop would make no sense. Okay, so what did we do? Well, I was missing one more characteristic of the new app, which is the fact that also we wanted the app to have market replay functionality. What does that mean? That means that, and this applies to people in the process of developing trading methodologies or developing their skill on how to trade. People that are in learning stages, if you wish. So what is the beauty of market replay functionality? Well, the beauty is that you can rewind the market to whatever date you want, click play, and the market starts playing in front of you like you were trading on that particular day. In other words, you look at your chart, you got nothing on the right. So it's like you are in the present, but it's the past. So this is very convenient because of multiple reasons. For example, many of you, and I know that because of emails you send to us, many of you are busy people and you may have time to trade over the weekend. Perfect time for you to learn because you have time. But what's happening? You cannot trade because the market is closed. Well, it would be great over the weekend that you can replay the market like if it was Wednesday or Tuesday 2 months ago or 5 years ago, and you are now practicing in those several different market conditions over the weekend or any other time that works with you, building experience and skill at an accelerated pace whenever it works with you. On top of that, let's say you are an advanced trader already and you already have the skill, but let's say you are about to apply the skill to a new market you never traded before. Let's say you have traded gold and crude oil and the Nasdaq for many years, but you never traded the euro. So you may be thinking, okay, well, I have a lot of experience trading for many years, but would my methodology work well with the euro? Well, maybe yes, maybe not. You don't know. And even though probably yes, you cannot execute with confidence unless you see it happen. And how do you develop confidence? Well, you gotta practice. But how long it takes to practice? It takes time. So what do you do? With the market replay functionality, you could play the market at a faster pace. You can play ×1, ×2. You can play it accelerated. You can slow it down. You can do all sort of things. And therefore you can, prove to yourself how well or not so good your methodology works. And instead of losing money in the market or not making enough money in the market because you are testing the waters, well, you can use market replay functionality to have a more realistic expectation of what you are about to produce before you even start trading. Okay, so all of those were kind of characteristics or requirements that we had in our mind. And basically this is out of our own experience, but also obviously listening to you guys, okay? Because we really appreciate when you guys send emails with, sharing what's going on in your trading life and what you need, okay? So how did we fix all of this? Well, we created an app that runs on TradingView. So TradingView is not a broker. It's just a website service which also has apps that run on iPhones, Android, for tablet, iPads, and also for Android iPads, Android tablets, etc., etc. And TradingView, as I said, is not a broker. It's just a tool that gives you access to charts, which, by the way, are amazing. The capabilities on tools to do drawing, etc., is incredible. And the beauty is that within that environment, you have access to global markets. You could be charting the price of gold in the US, but also the price of gold in Hong Kong and India. And you can have everything in the same chart. And I mean, it's really impactful. So we decided to run the app on TradingView because that way now all the characteristics that we had before are available, and now on top of that you have your AutoUFOs running in TradingView. So some of you may be familiar with TradingView, some of you may not be familiar with TradingView. So if you're not, okay, good news, you can have free access to TradingView. That's another reason why, which is not in the list, maybe it should be. TradingView gives you access for free. So if you want to activate your free access to TradingView, you just need to use the URL that you see on the bottom right part of the screen. Okay, you just go for www.tradewithufos.com/TradingView, and then you will be presented with multiple plans. You pick the one on the left, is called Basic, and the Basic plan gives you access for free, unlimited forever. The limitation, if you wish, is that you have one chart at a time, but with that one chart at a time, you can be anything you want, and you have all the tools available for that one chart, okay, and it's free. Okay, so you can actually, in case you have a question at the end of the session, you can, if you wish, if you want to do it in parallel, and you want to go ahead and activate your free access in case you don't have it, you could do that, okay, and it's very quick to do. So now, very quick, once you got your TradingView, you basically have a username and a password. So how do you subscribe to get access to the app? Well, there is an activation process. Okay, there is an activation process which is done on our website. So you just follow the URL www.tradewithufos.com/activate TradingView. Simple. And with this process, that process will lead you into creating a new username with TradingView in case you don't have one already. If you already have one, you can skip that step. And then there is a little box, which I'm going to show you right now, where you basically share your TradingView username with us. So in the back office, if you wish, behind the scenes, then we activate your username. So your username get access to AutoUFOs as a built-in indicator in TradingView that obviously doesn't come by default, but we can activate it for you manually, as I said, in our back office. So you would have a box like this where you type your name, your TradingView username, and your email. You select that you are not a robot. You click agree and send, and then you get this message. Okay, and then there is a monthly fee for the subscription, which is $34 a month, and you receive this message, which is thanks for that. We will soon email you a link to initialize the recurrent monthly fee that enables the app to run on your unique TradingView profile. If you have any question, you can always contact at reach@tradewithufos.com. Blah, blah, blah. What's important for you to keep in mind out of this box with these comments is the fact that when you activate a new username with TradingView, sometimes it takes up to 24 hours for TradingView to have that username fully active so we can add AutoUFOs. So sometimes we can do it 30 minutes later. Sometimes it takes 24 hours for us to be able to do it. So we just need to be patient there. If you already have a username, then we can do it immediately. Okay, there is no waiting time. But if you create a new username, there is a little bit of a waiting time. Okay, so once, maybe at this time it would be good that I go ahead and I give you a little view of the app. Okay, so here is TradingView. So I got a chart, in this case, a random chart. This is the US dollar, Canadian dollar in a 4-hour time frame, as you can see on the upper part. And you can see here we got red UFOs identifying sell on field orders. We got green UFOs identifying buy on field orders. Notice as well the different colorings. You got light green, you got olive green, you also have light red, and not in this chart, but I'm sure we'll see other charts later where you will have also the dark red. So the colors have a meaning, and I will talk about that later as well, because the colors basically also tell you more about the probability of the trades, okay? And basically for you to insert the indicator, you just come in here into indicators, okay? And when you click indicators, you would have this invite-only-scripts. And here is where you find AutoUFOs, and you just click on it, and magic, it shows up on your chart, no matter the chart, no matter the time frame, no matter the market, if it's US, non-US, commodities, currencies, whatever. So you can easily insert it in any chart, as I just did. Step 1, click on indicators on the chart. Step 2, you select inviteonlyscripts. Step 3, you select AutoUFOs, okay, and you're ready to go, okay? This app needs to be calibrated, like the app that we have in TradeStation, okay? The calibration process here will be a little different, and I would like to spend a little bit of time talking about this here because we're gonna have fun, okay? This, I believe, is gonna be the most impactful piece, portion of the session that we're gonna go over today, because basically calibrating is a process not only where you adjust how you want the tool to work, so the tool does what you want it to do. On top of that, calibrating, because we have the market replay technology in TradingView, the calibration process actually allows you to validate your whole trading methodology. If your trading methodology utilizes other things, for example, you're looking at the trend, you are looking at fundamentals. So whatever you are doing in your trading methodology, you can overlay all of it and market replay it and end up with the proper calibration settings and a proper measurement of expectation for profitability and performance. Okay, guys. And by the way, I see that there are a bunch of questions on the comments box. If that's okay with you guys, right now, I'll just keep going all the way to the end of the presentation, and then I'll take the questions just so you have a proper view, because I'm reading some of your questions and I got answers for you that are coming automatically. Okay, so I want to make sure that you give me just a little bit of time to get to the end. Okay, so calibration is a process in defining how the analysis is carried out and will impact the potential results obtained by the user using the app. There is a complete explanation on how to calibrate in the user guide, which will be sent to you via email the moment you subscribe to the app, okay? But I want to demonstrate for you, okay? Because, user guides and manuals are needed, okay? And I recommend everybody to read them, of course. But at the same time, an explanation is always more powerful in my mind. So we strongly encourage you to either to read the guide, okay? The calibration input is down to the user's personal judgment, and it's at their own risk. And I will explain what that means better a little later, because in trading, there are 3 parameters that are related, okay? They are related. For example, probability is one of the parameters. The size of the profits is another parameter, and the size of the losses is another parameter. So what normally happens in trading is that if you increase the probability of success, the probability of profits, normally you also reduce the size of the profit and you also increase the size of the loss. If you reduce the size of the loss, normally you also increase the size of the profits, but you also decrease the probability. Normally it's kind of like it's all linked, okay? In a perfect world, you would profit infinite and you would profit 100% of the times and you would never lose. But obviously it doesn't work like that, as we all know. So, you always have this healthy balance between the 3 components I just mentioned, which is the probability, the risk, and the reward. And calibration will impact that. Depending on the calibration settings that you have, you will end up with more trades or less trades that are more probability or less probability, with a greater risk or a lesser risk, with a greater reward or a lesser reward. And that's why in the end, it depends on the trader, because some of you may be very conservative and your priority is, I want to lose the least amount of times as possible. Some of you want to be more active and you don't care about taking a loss from time to time. What you want to do is to make sure that you find trades often, because you want to execute often, because this is your trading plan, your personality, etc., etc. So calibration will help you to adjust the tool to that approach, okay? So let's take a look on how we can do a little bit of calibration with the market replay technology. And remember, calibration could be seen as something you do to adjust the app, but my proposal to you goes beyond that. I am thinking of calibration from the point of view of calibrating your whole trading methodology, right? So I'm not only looking at the app, I'm looking at everything you look at when you trade, which means that you need a trading plan to be able to calibrate the plan. So obviously we have limited time today. So I just came up with a little trading plan here for us to calibrate it, for us to play with it. Okay, and by the way, it's a little cute trading methodology that you may want to use after this session. Why not? So this methodology is a methodology where we're going to be using an indicator called directional movement, which defines the trend. And we're going to use this indicator combined with the AutoUFOs, which defines when to buy or when to sell, now that you know that you are in an uptrend or you are in a downtrend. Okay? So let me show you that. Okay, let's go one step at a time. First, I need to get into my chart. So here is TradingView. I obviously need my AutoUFOs. That I guess I don't need to say that. What else do I need? I need the directional movement indicator. So I'm just gonna input directional movement indicator. It's right here. It's a built-in indicator in TradingView. So I'm just gonna click on that, and magic, it shows up in the bottom. Okay. Now, having said that, and this is just personal preference. Okay, this is just me being a little picky. I personally don't like too much the colors that the indicator uses by default. So what I'm going to do is click on the settings to change the colors to make it a little more self-explanatory for me. So the ADX, which I'm about to explain, I'm going to make it blue. The plus DI, I will make it green. And the minus DI, I will make it red. Okay. Now, what is the ADX? Well, the ADX represents if the trend is strong or not. It represents the strength of the trend. So I want it blue. The plus DI represents the strength of the upward impulses. Okay. A trend could be defined in many ways. If we were to use classical technical analysis, probably you would be told that the trend is a collection of impulses. So you have impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. So if the impulses are strong towards the upside, it means the trend is up. If the impulses are strong towards the downside, it means the trend is down. So that's why the minus DI that measures the strength of the impulses to the downside, I want it to be red color because red represents going down. The one to the upside, I want it green because it represents going up. And then the trend from a point of view of generic point of view of strength, I'm going to use blue. Okay. And also, if you know about this indicator, which is just one, okay, guys, you can do that with any other rule. Okay. This is just an example. But if you know about this indicator, a reading of 25 or above means that the trend is strong. Okay. So I'm going to draw a line, a horizontal line located at 25, and this I will do it manually. Okay, so I'm going to do that, and here we go. And look, let's change a couple of things here. I'm just going to move to the 1 hour time frame, and I'm going to do this with a very, very well-known market, which is the euro. Okay, so let's say that's the case. You want to apply this to the euro in a 1 hour time frame. Now, what is your step one? Well, in this very easy to explain methodology, you would want to look for the trend. And if the trend was to be up, you would want to buy. And when do you buy? You buy when the UFOs tell you to buy. If the trend is down, you want to be a seller. You want to be shorting. And when do you short? You short when the AutoUFOs tell you it's time to short, right? So what do? You first wait for the ADX to be above 25. Why? Because not only you want to trade in this methodology, not only you want to trade in the direction of the trend, to have a greater probability in your favor, you would want the trend to be strong. So, sorry, I just hit on the wrong tool. So what I'm going to do is pick a horizontal line, and I'm going to manually adjust this line to 25. Okay, and anytime I see the blue line go above the horizontal line, it means the trend is strong. So let's do a little market replay here. I'm going to click on the upper button, bar replay. And let's say I want to simulate my methodology starting beginning of March, which is right here. So 28th of February, 1st of March. Here we go. So when I click there, automatically this rewinds the market to March 1st. And what do I have? Well, I have this tool in the middle of the screen where I can adjust the speed of the replay. Right now I have one update every 1 second. We'll leave it like that. And at the moment in time, I'm going to be looking, based on the methodology, I'm going to be looking at the blue line, which is the ADX. And I'm not going to do anything, unless the blue line goes above 25. Okay, if it's not above 25, I ignore it. If it's above 25, then I'll do something. So I just click play, and now the market is playing. Okay, and I just wait, I wait. Okay, I wait until it goes above 25. Okay, and while it's not above 25, I do nothing. Okay, just wait. On the screen on the upper part, you can see the UFOs being formed automatically, etc., etc. But again, we are ignoring it at the moment because this methodology has you define the trend first. Okay, so we are not in a strong trend condition because ADX is below 25. Okay, but now I just paused. We just crossed above 25, so we are in a strong trend condition, right? And what happens is that on top of being on a strong trend condition, I got the minus DI above the plus DI. In other words, the red line is above the green line. What does that tell you? That you have strong impulses to the downside. So what is that telling you? The trend is down. So what do you want to do when the trend is down? Using this methodology, you want to be shorting. So now you're going to do step 2 to pre-plan the trade. So when do you want to short? Let me move this out of the way. You want to short when this market comes into the red UFOs, because the red UFO represents sell on field orders. You would want to short at that time. So what am I going to do? Well, just to be a little visual for you guys, because it's the first time, for some of you, it's the first time you see this, I would just draw a zone here on my chart, okay, where nicely, actually, I got two UFOs on top of each other. So that zone I highlighted here is the price level where I would be delighted to short in context of a strong downtrend. And now, and you know, that would be my entry. Above, it would be a stop in case I'm wrong. And the green below would be my target in case I'm right. So now I would play, okay, and we'll see what happens. So you're waiting for the market to come to you, waiting for it to come to the red box. Oh, wait a minute. A new red box has been created. A new red UFO has been formed. In other words, new sell on field orders just enter the market. So what am I going to do? I'm going to replan the trade. Okay. I'm going to replan the trade, readjust the trade, and be ready to short at this price level. Why? Because I still got the red above the green. So we are still in a downtrend, and I have sell on field orders. So what do? I'm ready to short. Okay. Price came in, so I am short. I just paused for you to see it clearly. I am now short in this trade, and you should picture yourself doing this at home, where you would be making notes. Okay, you would be kind of logging these trades. Okay, because remember, you're calibrating your methodology, isn't it? And now, two things may happen. You may get stopped out if it goes up and you lose, or if it gets to the green, just got to the green, you just got a profit and you got out of the trade. So you just got a profit, you're out. So this trade would be logged, this box would now be erased, and now you are ready to take the next trade. Well, notice how the red is still above the green. So you are still in a downtrend, still ready to short. So you are back to replan the trade using the same red UFOs you had before. Right? And now you place your order and you wait, and the market is doing its thing. And I could accelerate the market replay, by the way, you know. And now what happened? Well, a new red just formed. And to be honest, I just posted a little too late, okay? Because notice how it changed from green. Sorry, notice how it changed from light red to dark red. Okay, so if I was to just go back a little before, right there. Okay, right before it formed. Let me try to be fast enough with the pause button. Here we go. So, I was not fast enough. You saw it. It flashed light red, and the next candle price came back in. That's why it became dark red in the next candle. Okay. So realistically, this trade, unless you were in front of your computer, probably you would have missed it because this is a 1 hour time frame. So you had less than an hour to plan the trade. Okay, but you know, for statistical purposes, let's pretend you are in the trade. So now, whenever it gets to the green below, which in this case is olive green, okay, olive green, then you would take the profits. Okay, so you are in the trade, you're in a downtrend. Okay, yeah, by the way, it just get to the green, so you're out. Okay, and by the way, this trade, realistically, probably you would have missed it. It happens too soon. And even if you took it, it was just a 1-to-1 with probably you will not even, you could have decided not to take it because the buy on field orders were too close to where the sell on field orders were. Okay, you didn't have enough room for profit. Okay, so you may have taken it or not. That would depend on your plan, but whatever your plan is and whatever your rules are, you would be kind of logging this. Okay. So, and again, I can see questions coming into the chat box. Okay, guys, again, I'll keep going if that's okay, and then we'll conclude. Now, after you got to your target, okay, then it went in the opposite direction. Okay. So this, I will let you decide if you decided this was a profit or it was a mistrade or whatever, because, you know, really it was a little, you know, a little vibration thing there. I don't know how to call it. But anyway, we are still in a situation where the red is above the green. Okay, we are not above 25, but it doesn't matter. We had the cross above 25, which told you are in a strong downtrend, and we still have stronger impulses to the downside because the red is above the green. So you are still ready to take shorts. So, you know, you are back to, let me pause again. You are back to be ready to take the trade up there. Notice how a new red UFO just formed. Okay, so you will be ready to execute this trade. Okay, price came into it. Here we go. You just got filled. And now, again, similar scenario as before, you had very little profit margin, okay? You got to your target, okay? But it was very little profit margin in this case. But again, you had another profit, okay? So in this case, it's, you know, you could call it 2 profits in a row, 2.5 profits in a row, depending on how you count the prior trade. But basically, why are we gaining all those profits? Simple, because we have identified a trend. The trend was in a strong condition. You had the impulses to the downside, and then we are not entering in the middle of nowhere, hoping for the best. We are entering where the on-field orders are, which is identified automatically for us thanks to the UFOs. Okay, that's what we're doing. So what happens now? Well, we got, you know, another red UFO form. So we are out of this trade, but, you know, funnily enough, a new UFO has formed kind of in the same location, just a little wider, but kind of in the same location. We have a new UFO. So you are now again ready to short again this market that is developing a downtrend. Not only one UFO, another UFO has formed, 2 UFOs overlapping each other. So all of these now is a sell zone that whenever the market comes into that sell zone, you will be getting short. Okay, so you are ready to act. Okay, and now again, another pile of sell on field orders just enter the market. So 3-4 hours later, if you are trading this time frame, if this is too quick for you guys, you don't trade the 1 hour, you trade the 4 hour, or you trade the daily. If this is too slow for you guys, then you don't trade the 1 hour, you trade the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes. Okay, but the concept is the same. And so now you click play and you are ready to take the next trade. Okay, you ignore the red because we're in a downtrend. Sorry, you ignore the green because we're in a downtrend. So when it comes to the red, you will be shorting. Okay, and again, and you are making notes of this. Okay, so we have logged at this moment in time 3 trades. Okay, now it came to you, so now you're short. Okay, now you're short. If it goes down to the olive green, you will take profits. If it goes up, you will get stopped out. Okay, a little challenging there, a little challenging. New red kicking in. Huge fight between the green and the red there. Let me see what happens. Okay, again, oh, we get stopped out. Okay, so this was a losing trade. Okay, this was a losing trade. Now, notice how below you now, I mean, you're gonna forget about the red now, because now it's looking like we cannot call it an uptrend yet, but we got strong impulse to the upside now with the green above the red, but the blue is below 25. So because the blue is below 25, you do nothing yet. You just wait. So you just wait until the blue goes above 25 or the red goes back. Here we go. Okay, another impulse to the upside, and we got the blue above 25. So what is that telling you now? Well, now we have the green above the red. In other words, coming back to the simple rules I shared with you before, now we have the plus DI above the minus DI, so the trend is up. So again, what do you want to do now? You want to buy inside the green UFOs because the trend is up. Okay, and you're going to be taking profits using the rival UFO, okay, which is going to be the red for uptrends. Okay, so what are you going to do? Well, you want to buy in the green UFO, but what's the problem? I don't have any green UFO. I mean, I have one, but very far down. So, I mean, I could certainly plan a trade to buy there, okay? But I could also be waiting, because if this is an uptrend, new UFOs will form. Here we go, a new UFO just formed here. So now you have a green UFO. So what do? You do the same thing you were doing before. Now in this zone, you're gonna be getting ready to get into the trade. Okay, and when that market came in, you're in. Okay, you're in. Okay, now the moment it bounces and goes to the red, and since this red, you know, has already been hit, we're gonna be focusing on the next red, which is the light red. So let's see if the uptrend will continue developing or not. Okay, new green came in, but we are in the trade, so we do nothing because we are already in the trade. Okay, the second green UFO is likely to push prices up. A little selling came in as well. Here we go. We just hit the target. So we got a profit. Okay, now this green UFO disappeared, so I'm going to delete the box. That trade is over. And what do we have? Well, look down. We are still in an uptrend. The green is above the red. Okay, so what are we looking for? We are looking for green UFOs. Unfortunately, we have none. So what do? We wait. So I click play again until a green UFO forms. Here we go, we got it. So what do you do with the green UFO? Let me highlight it as I've been doing, so everybody is with me on what I'm saying. So what do? You are ready to take the trade in that zone. Okay, so price comes into the zone at some point, I guess. Well, actually, new green form there. So it was very quick, but you saw a little bit of green flash. So you could have taken a trade there as well. Okay, well, if you had taken the trade up here, where a minute ago we got green, then you would have been stopped out because it went against you. But then it got into the UFO I identified initially. And now two things may happen. It may go to the red or it may stop you out. It's likely to go to the red because you got buy on field orders and you are in an uptrend. So let's see what happens. And you just let this thing play, okay, guys? And I mean, this is the process, okay? And I mean, we'll see what happens with this trade. But here we go, good news. New green is kicking in. New buy on field orders where it identify real-time ID app. So that is likely going to give you confidence. By the way, I will not talk about it today because we will not have time, but all those new UFOs that form after you enter, you could have rules around that to do trade management. You could have management rules on how to manage your trades after you enter your trades. And again, you could run that in your mobile app on a tablet on the go, you know, so that's very convenient. Here we go. So you just got to the final target there. Again, you know, if that's okay, I'll stop here. But the idea would be that, you know, when you are using the app yourself, you know, you may want to practice this with the markets you want to trade and the time frames that you want to trade. I mean, it doesn't need to be this methodology. This is just a quick, simple methodology, which is quite powerful, to be honest. But it's just a simple methodology that I wanted to share with you. In one hand, so this session is not only about the app, it's also about the application, right? But also for me to demonstrate more precisely how to do calibration, because by doing calibration in this way, not only you are calibrating your app, you are actually calibrating the whole methodology. And you could be running that in the evening hours if you have time, during the weekend if you have time, and the moment you start trading, you know what to expect because you have run, you know, in a spreadsheet, maybe you can make a log, or in a piece of paper if you want to make it more basic, right? But you just basically make a list of your trades, and you know, you can see the size of the profits, the size of the losses, how often you profited and how often you ended up hitting your stop. And all of this together will give you a proper expectation, a realistic one. And now you know if it's time for you to start adding real money to your trades or keep working on your skills or your methodology. Okay. Again, this is one impactful thing. One very impactful thing. Sorry for that. I wanted to share with you today, guys. Okay. So we are about to conclude with the slides, and I'll be taking your questions, guys, which this is obviously the most important part of today. But as a summary of what we covered, so we believe that consistent action leads to consistent results. If you trade randomly, you get random results unless you get lucky. And if you get lucky, it's not going to last forever. So randomness or hope should never be part of your trading game. AutoUFOs technology helps you to act mechanically. What does that do? It removes the human component when planning executions, and as emotions and subjectivity are our biggest enemy. Okay, so the less human we are when we trade, the more consistent and profitable we will be. That's the bottom line. And could you do that without technology? Of course you could. But the convenience of technology goes beyond, what I said at the beginning, saving time, all those things. I mean, that's great. Actually, it's amazing. But the convenience of technology in this case is more about also adding the mechanical approach to trading, where you take very little decisions, okay, and therefore your decisions are more objective and less subjective. Okay, so key benefits: more precisions. You have seen, I think the exercise we did was self-explanatory. It was quite precise, entering that trend on the way down and then on the way up. Okay, and it's pretty cool. Reduces the tedious and time-consuming process when identifying trade ideas. We are adult people, most of us, I guess. I mean, I'm sure we have a few teenagers in the room as well, and that's great if you are trading and you are of a young age. But even if you are of a young age, most people in the end are busy. We have responsibilities. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you take care of your parents. So time is limited, and tedious process to trade is always a problem. So now you reduce that tedious process, right? It acts as a probability enhancer. When you combine it with other trading techniques, I show you, you could use AutoUFOs on their own without the ADX, without anything. But if you combine it with something else, like for example, let's say you like Fibonacci, so you draw Fibonacci retracements, and then you have the 61.8, the 50, the 38.2, and let's say all of them are in the middle of nowhere, but the 38.2 is lining up with a UFO. So guess which one you trade today? You trade the 31.2, and it's not because that number is magic. That number is a fit number, which has some value because computers trade those numbers. So it has some value. But the beauty is that not only you have computers trading that number, is that on top of that, you have on-field orders waiting to get filled at that price too. So now you have an enhancer when it comes to probabilities, like a booster. Realistic expectations when trading, thanks to the calibration process that reveals statistical performance measurements. So you get to know what you're about to produce before you produce it, instead of let's trade and let's hope for the best. Okay, you took this amazing trading class. Okay, it was amazing. An authentically amazing content. But you never traded before, and now you find yourself at home in front of your computer. It's you and your computer. And how do you know what to expect? You don't know. Why? Because you don't have the experience. But again, you cannot have the experience without the practice, right? But if you practice something that is not good because you don't have the skill yet, you may lose money. And it's kind of like this, infinite loop where you kind of get stuck, okay? And I'm not saying this is the case of all traders, but I've seen that happen to some traders, and therefore the market replay technology is certainly helpful. Increases the trader confidence. Why? Because you know what to expect. So now when you start trading, you know what to expect, so you're more confident. And because you're more confident, it's easier to manage your emotions. So if you get stopped out, you don't get emotional. You knew that when you did your backtest with the market replay, some of your trades were stop outs. You knew that. But you'll have more profits than stop outs. And therefore, you don't get upset because one of the trades went against you. Okay, so it's easier to manage emotions when you have confidence. Okay, you can use AutoUFOs with all assets. You only need a chart. And with TradingView, you have charts worldwide. You have almost every single exchange in the world is there. So again, you can pick countries, I don't know, countries where, even countries with small markets. I'm just thinking of Thailand, for example, just to pick a country which is quite exotic, if you wish, in this sense, where, you know, the market is not too big. Well, you got Thai stocks in TradingView. So you can really do many things. I mean, if you want to be diverse, if you want to diversify, trade other markets, or even, you know, if you want to trade gold for a long-term investment, and instead of only being exposed to the chart of gold in the US, you can look at what's the price of gold in other exchanges, what's going on, you know, are there any divergence in other exchanges? So there are certain things that are really powerful, and also works with all time frames. So the same practice I have done with the 1 hour time frame, the 60-minute chart, you can do that with a 5-minute time frame, the 1 minute time frame, the monthly time frame, the daily time frame, you name it. It depends on your style of trading. Okay. So we are reaching the latest part of the session today. We're gonna be doing the lucky draw, and then I'll go for the questions. Okay, so let's get the names together. Okay, let's get the names together here, and we're gonna do a little lucky draw. Again, as I said at the beginning, if you have been invited, you know, hopefully you have also added the name of the person who invited you, and we're gonna be doing the lucky draw. Okay, so give me 1 second, guys, so I can get organized here. I can get the list of names, and I'm gonna put it on a tool in front of the screen, in front of all of us. So that way we can do the lucky draw visually in front of everybody. I just need to get organized on my side. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just 1 sec. Okay, so guys, it seems that you are adding a few more names. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wait a couple of minutes, okay? So we can have a little sip of coffee, tea, anything you are drinking while you're watching the sessions to keep yourself hydrated. And a couple of minutes, I'll get the names on the screen, and we'll do the draw. This is fun, guys. I'm having a lot of fun doing the lucky draw thing. You know, I'm excited, to be honest. Normally you are always, we are always so serious, isn't it? Looking at the markets, planning the trades, and you know, it's nice from time to time to have a very, let's call it a little informal session where, you know, we're looking at something different, and have a little fun. So 1 second, guys, I'm working on the names here. Just give me 1 second. Okay, guys, so just working on the names. London trader, very excited, very good. It's nice to see you all, guys, here. I see many names of, you know, many of you that join us on a regular basis when we do our get-together sessions, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and also many of the Sundays. So it's nice to see you here, and also very nice to see many new names, guys. I'm super excited to be able to provide technology solutions, not only to the trader that you are using TradeStation as a broker, which again, it's a fantastic broker, but again, as we said at the beginning of the session, some of you are located in other countries and things, and you'll be able to use as well the technology. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, so guys, you guys keep typing names, and we want to take them all, but at the same time, we need to draw the line in the sand. Okay, so that's it. Okay, we are drawing the line in the sand. Okay, I'm gonna have a 5 to 0 countdown, and when you hear 0, it means that we will not accept more names because we need to conclude the session 2, and I want to take your questions. Okay, guys. So we got 5, we got 4, we got 3, we got 2, we got 1, and we got 0. That's it. Again, I'm having fun. So. Getting the list here, okay? So I'm getting the list ready. I am also adding here on the screen. I'm just adding just a little simple tool here. So this is a little online tool that will allow me to copy and paste all the list of participants and do a automatic lucky draw where we will have 5 winners. That was the plan. And while I'm working here and my team is working on the names and so on, I'm going to show you as well the Google Play for you guys to be able to easily install TradingView on your phone if you use an Android phone. So you just go to Google Play and you find TradingView and you just click install. In my case, it's my phone, so it's already installed. You have it in the Play Store for Google phones or Android phones in general. You also have it for the iPhones in the App Store. Okay, you also have the TradingView app, and you could install it. And it's so cute, guys. Okay, it's so cute to see those little UFOs on your screen real time. It's really cool. It's really cool, and it really helps for when you guys have trades on the go and all that stuff. Okay, so it looks exactly the same as the as my chart at the moment, but it's again on your mobile devices. Okay, so yeah, so guys, we're still working on the names. Okay, so I'll come back to the names in a minute because we just need a little extra time. So let's also talk about the questions. Okay, let's also talk about your questions, guys. You had a bunch of questions in the comments box, so I'll be looking at it, okay, and answering your questions. If you have more questions, keep typing. My plan is to answer all the questions, okay, and in the end, if you have to go, please go, because I want to be respectful of your time, but at the same time, I do want to be respectful to all questions too. So we'll do the lucky draw, and if you have to go, you go, and then the remaining portion of the session will be for me to answer your questions, okay? So here we go. We have Helene, what does the variation in colors mean? Very good. So the variation in colors represents probability. When a UFO has a light color, such as light red, it means there is a great quantity of unfilled orders still there. If the color is darker, like dark red, it means there are still unfilled orders, but not as much anymore. So it's still okay to take a trade, but it's less probability. On the green side is the same thing. So if I zoom out, okay, let me zoom out. Maybe I'm going to use a different, for example, let me see the 5-minute time frame, for example, for the euro. So here we go. So if I look at the 5-minute time frame for the euro, notice how some of the zones are light green, where some of the zones are olive green. So the olive green is the darker color. And what does the darker color mean? Darker means less probability. You still have unfilled orders, but less. Okay, so the lighter the color, the higher the probability. The darker or the less intense the color, okay, the less the probability. That's what it means. Good. So let me see, because I think I may have the names.
Not yet, really. I have to.
Okay, not yet. We still have a bunch coming in. Okay, so not yet. So I'll keep going with the questions. Okay, so Babu, what process changed in the using of UFOs in TradeStation? Nothing. The code, the algo that is being run behind the scenes is exactly the same. What changes is the environment where it's not running in TradeStation and gives you all the benefits that we discussed in the session. You have the market replay, you have access to other markets, and for people in other countries, or let's say you use other brokers such as Thinkorswim or things like that, so you can now have a tool without any limitations. Okay, that's the reason. Okay, so Babu, no difference there. Okay, no difference. Yeah, same answer to you, Chuck Phillips. The algo is the same. Okay, good. So it seems that we have all the names. So let me try to do this. Okay, and I have to be honest, my friends, this is the first time I'm doing a lucky draw like this. So it's gonna be fun. So I'm just pasting all the names here. Okay, just pasting all the names. I have a few more names coming in. So I'm just gonna add them here and draw now. Here we go. So the lucky winners are Bill Schaffer, Chuck Phillips, and by the way, you got it twice, okay? So, you know, I'm gonna add one more winner in a minute, okay? So that's fair. Andrew Menguin, and also Devan Sony, okay? So congrats to you guys. Again, I'm having a lot of fun. I love this. We should do this more often, isn't it? So let me make a note here. And then what I will ask you guys is that, so I'll make a quick note here for myself, even though this is being recorded, okay? So I can always go back and revisit. But I would like you guys, Bill, Chuck, Andrew, and Devan, to send us an email to reach@tradewithufos.com and communicate with us and share what is your TradingView username. Remember, we need the TradingView username to activate the app for you, okay? And we'll do that, and then we'll be communicating via email to do this properly, okay? So I'm gonna add one more because we got Chuck Phillips twice. Remember that we talked about, when you invite someone, you are going to increase your odds, and this means that Chuck got it twice. So I'm gonna draw one more, so we have 5 winners total, okay? And that is Gabriel Leiva, winning the lucky draw, okay, here. So congratulations, Gabriel. A pleasure to have you here winning the lucky draw, guys. Very good. Let me get the whole thing here. Here we go. So we have it, okay? So I'm just gonna save this. This is for my own use. But again, you guys, please go ahead and send us a quick email to reach@tradewithufos.com, just so and share with us, share the TradingView username, okay? And with that one, we will activate you the app, and we'll stay in touch with you. Remember, in certain cases, it may take up to 24 hours. So between today and tomorrow, we'll be in touch with you, and then within your TradingView charts, you'll be able to come to indicators, you'll be able to come to invite-only-scripts, and then you'll be able to get your AutoUFOs there. For the remaining part of the group that you guys may want to get access to the UFOs, so then you would go for tradewithufos.com/activate TradingView, as we covered earlier, okay? And when you go to this website, you will just follow the process by filling in this box, okay? And then, we'll connect with you via email as well to send you the links for registration and the subscription fee and all that stuff, okay? So we will communicate with you via that link, okay? But anyway, guys, I have a few more questions to answer, okay? So let's go back to the questions. Okay? I'm gonna go back all the way to the beginning of the list, okay? And you know what? Here's how I'm gonna do it, just to be a little more visual. I'm just gonna have the questions here. So here we go. Okay, so that way you can see what I see. So what do we have? And by the way, since I am using YouTube, good time for me to have a little reminder as well. Guys, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button, and most importantly, on the bell, okay? Because soon we're gonna be using YouTube much more intensively, and that way you will get automatic notifications, okay? So it would be nice if you could do that, okay? Just before I forget. So here we go. So I'm just reading your comments. Yeah, that was the beginning of the session. I see some of your funny comments. Nice. Okay. So D-Hide. There are features that I like to see on my charts that are not available on TradeStation. So this is great. Yeah. You just started talking about the features and it already sounds surreal, Jose. Well, Gabriel, you won it. So you're going to be able to have it. So wonderful. The backtesting. Yes, the backtesting, really, it's powerful. It's about your methodology, and it's about your confidence, okay? So it's really, really powerful. D-Hide, the hard right edge game is so valuable for training yourself to trade in live markets. Yes. Mark Johnson, check the thumb up. Well, thanks for that, Mark. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, should I cancel the existing TradeStation subscription? It depends. Neil and Jan, again, the tool does the same thing. So now, of course, when you execute with TradeStation, you got orders on the screen, etc., etc. So you could choose to use both apps. You could choose to use one. This is gonna be your decision. Really, I don't have anything to say. It's just like very personal decision. Okay. Are the features the same between TradeStation and TradingView? Almost the same, okay? Almost the same. The code, the algo behind the scenes is exactly the same. But TradingView, based on how the software is coded, because it runs on the web and on a mobile device, obviously the CPU of a mobile device is never as powerful as the CPU of a desktop computer. So then TradingView limits the amount of UFOs that are available on the screen at any moment in time. So you would have maximum 4 UFOs that are red and maximum 4 UFOs that are green. That is one limitation that you don't have with TradeStation. Okay, that is a limitation that you don't have with TradeStation. With TradeStation, you will be able to see all the UFOs. Okay, normally 4 is more than enough, but this is one difference which has to do with how TradingView is designed. Maverick effects. I can use my Oanda in TradingView, so I expect it will. Yes. So with TradingView, in the trading panel here, you can connect to Oanda, and therefore you can chart and execute from TradingView using an Oanda trading account. So the answer is yes. You are correct. You could do that. And yeah. When you calibrate, it is not curve fitting. Well, yes, you could have when TraderX, when you activate your TradingView membership. Remember, if you use the basic, so then you have one chart. But if you use the Pro membership, for example, then you can use multiple charts at the same time, and therefore you would be able to have different time frames in front of you at the same time. Okay, so there are certain things that you could do for sure. Okay. I just wanted to keep it simple today as well, okay? Marilyn, yes, I believe I explained what ADX was in the presentation, so I believe that should be fine. The replay stuff is pretty cool, indeed. The high game changer, yeah, I mean, technology, guys. I mean, markets became electronic in 1995, right? Just think about it for a minute. What are the odds of a person planning a trade manually, right? Compared to institutions using computers and technology to execute trades, right? So again, we gotta, probably you guys are familiar with the theory of evolution of Darwin, isn't it? So we have to evolve, okay? UFO trader, wow, love your username, my friend. AutoUFOs have been making me money on TradeStation as I can quickly identify failures on the markets. But I am restricted to the markets I have feeds for. Yeah. Can I use the new AutoUFOs app in TradingView to analyze markets that don't have data, like the DAX? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Now, one comment here, which is important. Many markets in TradingView will be real time, but some markets in TradingView will have 10 or 15 minutes of delay, okay? Because certain exchanges, okay, don't allow for real-time data for free and they charge. Okay, so if that's the case, then TradingView, they will not activate the real-time data by default for you. But if you activate the real-time data with TradingView, then they will charge you a little extra, which is not too much, But depending on the exchange, for example, let's say you want to trade cryptocurrencies. This is free data, real-time, no problem, no exchange. Let's say you want to trade Forex. This is real-time data. This is for free, no problem, no exchange. Let's say you want to trade stocks in the US. No problem. This is going to be real-time data as well. But let's say you want to trade crude oil in the NYMEX, which belongs to the CME. And the CME has a policy where they charge for data. So then you will have to pay a small fee, which I don't remember by heart how much, but maybe it's $20 or something like that, or 25, something like that. And then you will have the CME data real-time. If you don't do that, it's going to be 10 to 15 minute delay, which depending on your trading style is good enough or not. Depends. So let's say you trade the 4-hour time frames. well, 10 minutes delay is not a big deal, not a big deal at all. Right now, let's say you trade a 5-minute time frame. Well, then yes, now you need real-time data. Okay, so you will need to assess that like you would do with any platform. Okay, this is not only TradingView. This is everything. Here we go. Let me try to do this quickly. Yeah, Maverick, you were talking about that too. Yeah, I'm just reading, trying to be as quick as possible, guys. Yes, I see your comment with Oanda too. Yeah, just reading. Yes, Brent, I was waiting for the end for the questions. Yes, Steve Brecker. Yes, Steve Breckner. A pleasure to see you here. Yeah, Sunday will be fun. London Trader. Thank you, Gabrielle, for the compliments. Yeah, this is very powerful. I have an interactive broker's account and do set and forget. Having access to all these markets will make a huge difference to me. Great. Yeah, the colors, we talked about it. Yes, Andrew, this is recorded. It will be posted in just a minute. Okay, so come back in 10-15 minutes and you'll have it. You do not pay twice, Buna. The app with TradingView is $34 a month. The app with TradeStation is $89 a month because it runs in the TradeStation App Store. So it's a different app and different fee. Okay, so it's different. UFO does not decide the position size. This is something that the trader would do manually. Okay, and that's a good suggestion. That could be a feature that we may add in the future. All the parameters you've gone over in the presentation given the app instructions. You have a user guide. Okay, there is a user guide that will be emailed to you. It's a manual. It's 18 pages manual on how to use the app. But the little trading plan that I share with you here, okay, that little trading plan, that is not in the user guide. That was just for me to do a little presentation. So, and a little example, real one. So if you want to take a screenshot, please go ahead and do it. All the parameters you've gone over the presentation, give it out. Yeah, that's what I just answered. Can we look for presence of UFO with the DMI IDS condition? Brent, that's a fantastic thought. I haven't tried it. So if you try it, I would love you to connect with us and let us know, okay? During the market replay, would you be looking at paying attention to opposing UFOs in the higher time frame as well? That would depend on your plan. In my plan, the one on the right part of the screen, I didn't, okay? Because I was relying on the trend. And remember, we talked about that in some of the sessions, isn't it? In an uptrend, sell on-field orders tend to be canceled. So the red UFOs tend to not work well. In a downtrend, buy on-field orders tend to be canceled. So the green UFOs tend to not to work too well. In other words, it's not crazy to ignore them. Okay, that's what I did. But again, your trading plan could be totally different. And again, that's what you want to backtest with the market replay. Okay. Jose, not sure yet. Also click on the thumbs. Oh, okay, that was the comment before. Thanks, Mark. Little confused with the calibration that shows up. So you know what, Arun, what we could do, I hear you. I mean, I'm trying to keep this session 1 hour long and it's already 1 hour, 18 minutes. So what we could do, okay, we could get organized for any time later on to do a session where we just focus on calibration. We spend like 2 hours doing calibration, okay? We can certainly do that, okay? More than happy to help you do that, guys. WB, no one at all. No one is associated with that company at all. Technology is about efficiency. Exactly, Maverick. Chuck Felix, calibration affects how the zones are chosen. It also therefore affects the percentage of how often the price will move. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect, guys. So we just got to the end of the list of questions, okay? Which you had very good questions, by the way. So how did it go, guys? How did it go? How was the session today? I mean, we are used to get together for trading purposes and for sharpening purposes, and today was quite of a different session. So please share with me before we go, how did it go? But on my side, I'm super excited, guys, because I know this is gonna make a difference in many of you. I mean, we have so many users using the app with TradeStation, and we really receive great compliments. And please don't get me wrong. This sounds arrogant. I don't mean it this way at all. But we really receive many nice emails of people that tell us that the app have made a difference. And in the other hand, we were feeling so bad for a long time because it's like there are so many users that cannot use TradeStation, and we cannot give them access to an app. So that's why I just said I'm so excited. Okay, because now everybody can have the app, and we know it's gonna make a massive difference. So I'm delighted, guys. Okay, thank you for joining us today, guys. Send us emails if you have additional questions. We'll organize calibration sessions, guys. Anything you need, we'll put it together. We're here to support you. Okay, guys. So you guys take care. Thank you for the compliments. I'm reading your last messages. Yeah. Yes, Arun Kumar, absolutely. Your last message there, 100%. I am 100% with you, my friend. If you give the AutoUFOs to a person who never took trading classes and does not know how to trade, it's like you give a calculator to a person that doesn't know mathematics. It's like you give the keys of a car to a person that doesn't know how to drive. It's not gonna help. Is that making sense? But if you know how to drive, and you know the car has a little engine, or if you know how to do mathematics but you don't have a calculator, and you find yourself doing an exam competing with other people and everybody has a calculator with you, so well, that also makes an exam. So again, this is about being professional, developing an edge for ourselves, and as I said before, markets became electronic in 1995. We cannot compete against the big market participants without technology. This is something I know well by own experience, by having been in the market for many years, and also because of my prior life in technology before I was a trader myself. Okay, but again, guys, I could stay here for 2 more hours, okay, because I love this, but we have to go. So guys, again, thank you so much for joining us. Again, a pleasure to have spent an hour and a half with you in a very special session. And we will see you on Sunday. Sunday, we're going to be doing sharpening, 9 a.m. It's going to be sharpening. We're going to be getting very specialized in Forex and futures. We're going to be dealing with different types of time frames. And we're going to be taking the methodologies we've been exploiting on Tuesdays, and we're going to take it to the next level on Sunday doing sharpening. Okay, guys? So if you've never been in those sessions, join us. It's going to be fun. If you have been before, then you know what I'm talking about. And I hope to see you there. Guys, you take care. Keep up the good work, everybody. And again, a pleasure that you guys came, and a pleasure to be your guide and your host here. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.